Welcome to Probably Drinking Prosecco with Seth and Dak. 1, 2, 3, here we go. Let's hear that beat drop.
Ooh, with Prosecco in it.
Oh, stunning.
Yeah.
Oh, stop it. Stop it. Just stop it. I think I'm peeking. Oh my goodness, am I peeking? Oh, the cheers, they just keep coming. Okay, seriously, stop it.
Whoa.
Yeah.
Seriously, stop.
Sometimes they don't listen to me.
That's crazy.
I think we should start off with a little update on my life.
I've been waiting all day. I need to know. Okay, so Seth.
So let's do some backstory here, okay?
Okay.
So I was trying to go be an instructor at the schoolhouse. They said, nah, bitch.
Where I'm going at in Maryland. Yeah.
Yeah. And then, so I was like, fine. And then an opportunity came across me where they're like, hey, we're looking for someone to fill this Mac position. I was like, sure. And they're like, oh, sorry, we already filled that position. Too bad. Womp womp. I was like, okay, cool. I'll just sit on it. And then I decided, you know what? I'm going to reach out to the monitor and see if there's any Mac positions available closer to home.
What is Mac?
Marketing and communication.
Okay.
It's like you do marketing and communication for recruiters.
Okay. Got it.
So, and the monitor's the guy who like gives us orders and tells us where we're going for our job and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
So I emailed the monitor, like, hey, looking to possibly get some Mac orders. What do you have available? Took him about a month and a half. He finally responds with some options. I'm like, cool, I'll take Kansas City, which is 5 hours from home. He's like, cool, we'll write you the orders right now. He writes me the orders to Kansas City.
Hell yeah.
Boom, boom. I'm good to go. I'm leaving in I would be leaving in December, going to Kansas City.
Did we give this update to you on the pod like a couple ago? Like, oh,
I think so, but I just want a refresher.
Yeah. No, I just couldn't remember if we already told them.
I think we did.
Okay.
But then a couple month and a half go by, and I get a message that says, hey, would you consider changing your orders because the person who's there would like to stay there? And I was like, I'll think about it. And so I thought about it, I prayed about it, and ultimately I decided, I was like, no, I don't want to. I would like these orders. And I was told that if I said that, I wasn't going to lose my orders. Well, what happened was I lost those orders. So that was a fucking lie. So I lost those orders. And the monitor was like, listen, I get it. It's crappy. We're going to find you somewhere else to go. We're going to find you another Mac station if that's really what you want, or we'll send you to another duty station somewhere else. I was like, okay, cool. Oh my gosh. So I say, cool, let's find somewhere else. And he offers me a couple of different places in Texas. And I was like, I'll take these. And he goes, oh, sorry, those aren't available anymore, blah, blah, blah. So we call him and he says, okay. Because he hadn't, at this point, like after he said that, and I said, okay, what else do you have available? He hadn't responded for like 2 weeks. So we give him a call. He didn't want to email me back because he didn't want to he was trying to find a solution before he came back to me and asked me what I wanted to do.
So he had something to say to you.
Yeah, so I was like, I can respect that because he knew the area I wanted to stay in, like where I was trying to go and stuff like that. So he's trying to find something around that area. Unfortunately, there just wasn't anything available in that area. So we called and he goes, all right, here's the options that I have for you. Since you're calling, there's Seattle, Washington, Twin Cities, and San Diego. Absolutely not to San Diego. I knew that. So it was between Twin Cities and Seattle, Washington.
I love San Diego.
I would never want to live there.
Come on, I need to come visit.
So I started thinking about it and I was like, okay, Twin Cities, that's 10 hours from home. It's a lot closer than I am now, but the vibes just in that area aren't what I was really looking for. It's either be really close to home or have the vibes that I'm looking for. So I started looking into Washington. A couple of my Marines are from Washington. So I was asking them questions about it. And I was like, okay, cool. I'll do Seattle. And so we messaged the monitor. Hey, I would like Seattle. No response. Silence. He emails me a couple of days later. Hey, we have Fort Worth might be available. Would you be interested in that? And I was like, heck yeah. Absolutely no response for an entire month. Yeah. So
I've
we're
heard
at
about
today.
this. I heard lots about this.
Yeah. So no response for an entire month. So I have no clue what's happening, where I'm going, or anything.
Mm-hmm.
Friday. So last Friday, the monitor finally read all my messages. Like on Teams, it tells you when someone's read your message. So it says read. I was like, okay, well, maybe there's some progress happening. I don't know. He doesn't respond to me at all. This morning, I check my phone, go through my personal emails, and it says, hey, you have a new notification in MOL, which is like our online like database for everything, where we submit leave, or we get our orders, things like that. So it's like, okay, now I'm excited to go to work because I'm like, he read the messages.
And then you have a notification. Yeah.
Oh, I must tell you, I also have to tell you, I messaged him for the Fort Worth thing. I said, hey, I would like Fort Worth, but if Fort Worth won't work out, I will still be happy with Seattle. So this morning, get that email. I'm excited to go into work. I'm like, well, it probably isn't that, but you know, the timing, it would be about the time that those orders would populate after he modified them. So I get to work, and the first thing I do is log in to my computer. I'm like, let's go see what this new message is. And I click on the message, and it says, your orders have been modified. Go here to check and see what modifications have been made.
Oh.
So I go check my orders. And I know where I'm going now.
Is it for sure?
For sure, as long as something like last time didn't happen where they say, I want to extend and stay here.
Okay.
But this is like on paper, you're going here in December. You're going to be really happy.
I'm going to be happy?
Yeah.
Should I guess?
I did that preemptively. Yes, you should guess.
I was like, are you going to say it, or am I guessing?
Preemptively? Yeah. Guess.
It's not Fort Meade. Is it DMA? Is it in the Northeast? Like Quantico?
I would never want to go to DMA.
What is it?
Except that Joey works there. So
that's what I was saying. Well, why would I be happy if it wasn't? It would have to be like near where I'm going to be.
All right, here we go. I'm going to Seattle, Washington. I said you'd be happy just to fuck with you.
Hey! No, it's so far. I was so excited. I was like, yes, the time difference will be closer, so I don't have to do these so late at night. It's
going to stay the same.
It's going to stay the same.
I'm so excited.
That's so exciting, though. Okay.
It's beautiful up there. You know how we were talking about, like, a couple episodes ago, we talked about mountains and trees, and where your heart is where your home is. And that's what Washington is, baby.
That's exciting. Wait,
they got desert too, but
didn't we do a poll for mountains or beach?
Yeah, mountains is overwhelmingly winning. It's 4-0.
Oh, okay. So that's so exciting. And I know you kind of like the outdoors and all of that. So that'll be perfect.
Plus,
I've never been there.
Plus, part of the area that I help cover is in Montana,
Ooh.
which has been a dream state of mine to visit for a few years. Ever since I saw Yellowstone and how beautiful the scenery was out there.
Yeah.
So I was like, that's beautiful. I got to go visit.
Yeah, for sure. That's very exciting.
And now I get to for my job.
So December. Okay.
Yep. We moving, baby.
Exciting. I know, and I'm
moving
moving
now.
I'm gonna
get my own apartment.
Yay.
I'm going to have a dedicated podcast room.
I am too.
Which will also be a guest bedroom.
Mine will too.
Office.
Yes. Because I have a 2-bedroom. I'll have a 2-bedroom.
It will just be a room. How about that? It's just a room.
The place that I'm staying on base, they're like, it comes with a couch. I'm like, oh, I have a couch. Like, I don't need it. And they're like,
episode.
Oh yeah, they're like, it comes with a couch, and I'm like, I guess I can just use it for the pod.
You want to ship it to me?
Well, like it has to stay.
Oh.
Like it's part of it's like a furnished. I'm like, why is it only partly furnished? Like it comes with stools for like the bar top and then a couch. That's it. I'm like, did somebody just leave that and now I'm stuck with it?
I don't know. I don't know.
Well, that's very exciting. I'm very happy for
hunting,
you.
And if you would like to help and send me listings on Zillow,
Send me like the zip code kind of area that you're looking in.
Just look at Southern Seattle.
Southern? Okay. I'll look. I need to know
I
your
found some
budget
pretty nice
too.
ones already. So my budget is $2,000
Okay.
because
Like
I get
the max.
2,100 in
Okay.
BAH,
Mm-hmm.
and I want a place that like includes utilities and everything.
Okay.
That way, I don't have to worry about like a separate bill and spending more money.
Yeah.
I
Okay.
can
I'll
keep
help
it
you
all
look.
within my BAH money, and then maybe keep a little bit to pocket.
Yeah. I love looking at that stuff, so I'll help you. 4.
I was gonna say 3, but yeah,
I'm a nice judge.
I'm not.
Can I tell you a story that happened to me today? Are we going to do? Do we have any show updates, like shows, movies? I haven't watched
I don't
anything.
have movies or anything that I've not watched really anything. I do have.
We've been
something to
recording
listen
these
to.
so back to back.
It's just these past 2 because you're about to start moving. So
Yeah.
now give me some time to watch some things, and we'll talk about the King's Kaleidoscope concerts next week.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
So excited.
And then I'll be going to Disney this weekend.
No one cares.
So then I can talk. Okay, nobody cares about your concert. So then I could talk about that. And my mom coming, and then my trip up to Maryland. So I'm sure I'll have some stories.
It'll be a big episode.
I have a story today.
Ooh.
It's not exciting. It's just it was stressing me out. So I had to weigh my car, like empty.
Mm-hmm.
And then when I put stuff in it, weigh it full, whatever, right, for the move. So I was told you want to try to have the less amount of gas possible in your car.
Mm-hmm.
So your car's just as light as possible. So I was
No
like,
gas.
okay.
Take out your extra tire. Take out everything extra in your car.
Yeah.
If you have third row seats that can be taken out, take those out.
I didn't go crazy with it, but
You need to take your whole engine out, honestly.
I almost ran out of gas getting there today because I've been driving for the past week or so, just waiting for it. And then today I was like, oh shoot, my gas light came on. I was like, okay, I gotta go. It was further than I thought. I had 10 more miles left when I made it. Waited, and then it was at a gas station and it got gas.
Oh my god!
The lady yelled at me because I put it. I pulled up onto the scale thing and I pushed the button, and she was just like, and I was like, "What?"
What'd she say?
And I was like, so I just pushed the button again. She's like, "I said you're good." I was like, I couldn't hear you. Oh my god, so rude to me. I was like, oh, okay, so whatever. I go inside. I get the little, ticket thing that says how much it weighed and all that. And then I go get gas. So I'm gonna get gas, right? Put the thing in. Well, the first pump didn't work. Had to move. It was just a whole thing. I had so much anxiety after this lady yelled at me. So then I, put the thing in and I'm pumping and it's so slow. I've never seen it so slow. I was like, but I put the thing in and then, when you put the little down so it holds it or whatever, right? Whatever.
Yeah.
And I'm sitting there. I'm like, oh my God, so slow. So kind of whatever. It didn't stop itself. It started pouring out. My nightmare. I've never had that happen. And I'm like, I pull it out and I'm like, it's dripping and I put it away and there's just so gas everywhere. And I'm getting the paper towels and I was like, and it was so busy in the middle of the day. And I'm trying to wipe up this gas because it's sitting the hole and then you know how your car kind of has that it's just filled right there. So I'm just shoving. But then I'm I don't want to get this stuff all over my hands.
You know the best way to get rid of gasoline that's spilled?
What?
Burn it.
Someone told me this after I told them. I was like, stop. I was like, I knew you were going to say that. So I'm wiping it up and it's down the whole side of my car. So then I get the the windshield wiper scrubby thing. I don't know. So I just get that and I just start scrubbing my whole car on the side. I'm like, can I
thought you were going to say you
this?
started scrubbing the ground. I was like, no, someone's going to get gasoline all on their window next. They still will.
I scrubbed it. Well, I wiped the side of my car with paper towel, and then I used that and kind of scrubbed it. And I didn't do the ground. It was kind of like drying. Well, I didn't know what to do. Usually like a little spill kit or something, or like I couldn't call. So I just like washed the whole side of my car, got a paper towel and like wiped it all. And I was like, all right. And I smell like gas. Like my car still smells like gas. But I've never had that happen to me.
My Jeep used to do that, except it wouldn't come out like the hole. It would just start leaking into the ground.
Why did that? Why didn't
the
it
car
and stop like it always does? It just like kept going.
broken? You should have let the attendant know so they could put out of order on that one.
Well, it's someone else's problem now.
Well,
Why didn't the person before me
takes.
say anything? So I was like, wow, my car's like was literally on empty, like 10 miles left. Now it's like extra full, like to the brim.
Hey, at least you did that before you went and weighed. After you went and weighed.
After, yeah. So I had anxiety for like the rest of the day after that. I was literally like not okay. I was just like, like yelled at me, gas is everywhere. And I was just like, I'm lightheaded. I just smell gas. And I went back to work. I could have just went home, but I went back to work and then I just chatted until like 5. Because I was just like,
work at 5?
No, I leave at 3. But today I just was chit chatting until 5.
Couldn't be me. I get out of there as soon as I can.
Just a little chit chat.
No chit chats for this guy.
But yeah, so for those of you out there that's never happened to you, it will. You think it won't happen to you? It will.
Oh, it will. Eventually.
So think about that every time you get gas now. I'm looking at the show notes. I wanted to show you my shirt. I thought it was so funny.
Hang on. I'm looking at the show notes too right now. I didn't realize I put orders update in there twice.
Oh, I didn't even notice that either. It's really important. It's okay. So my shirt, it's a pizza, a picture of pizza, and it says support legalized marinara.
But marinara is legalized.
But it's supposed to be funny like marijuana, but it's a pizza and it's like support legalized marinara.
You can't do marijuana.
I know, but it's marinara.
But marinara is legal. You can do that.
Funny. It's from 5 and Below. Give them a break. Let them have one joke. Hey, stop, guys. Oh, I have a question for you.
Oh, no.
Who wants to go to the Four Seasons Orlando?
Me. I would be delighted, mother.
I would be absolutely delighted to go to the Four Seasons with my family. It's just, please help me. My name is Josh. I'm 42 years old.
There's so many variations of that video. It's hilarious.
Oh my gosh, that's stuck in my head now. Me.
Oh. All right. Well, I haven't watched anything. Oh, well, I mean, I guess I kind of watched this. I listened to the John Bellion interview.
What is that?
So John Bellion is this artist. He hasn't made music, like his own music, in like 6 years. But he's a writer and a producer as well. And he wrote like The Monster with Eminem and Rihanna.
Mm-hmm. Oh,
like,
okay.
He was the person who wrote that. And then he has 2 of his own albums that did really well. He has his own label now. He's working with Tori Kelly and Lawrence the Band. But anyway, like 6 years ago, he got really frustrated with his Live Nation contract and like how much money he was making, because Live Nation was taking all the money but doing none of the work. Mm-hmm. And then he was getting upset about like how long he was on the road. He's getting married, having a kid, didn't want to keep them on the road. And so he just kind of like quit making his own music for a while. And he hasn't done any interviews or anything since COVID. Like he had something come out during COVID, and that's the last we've heard from him.
Okay.
And so this is his first like interview since he kind of quit. And John, he's such a humble guy, like listening to him speak. It's great.
John, so humble.
2 hours and a half. It was
I don't know him.
2.5 hours.
Uh-huh.
But like he's a Christian. But like his
what was the
music
interview on?
What do you mean? What was it on?
Where'd you watch it on?
It's on YouTube, Spotify.
Oh, YouTube. Okay. Oh, okay.
So like he's a Christian, but like his music doesn't overtly state that. In fact, if you listen to it, you might think he's just a normal pop artist.
Okay.
He kind of cusses a lot. He literally has a song called "Woke the Fuck Up."
Hey.
But that song is about coming to the realization that he needed Jesus in his life. So
okay.
But it was so.
I see you, John.
So intriguing to listen to him talk about his faith and his faith journey on this podcast. And like, because he's never really talked very openly like this about it. And one thing that he like talked about that I really, really wanted to talk about, because it's I don't know, it just really hit me hard a little bit.
Okay.
I don't know. He was talking about his son
Mhm.
and how his son will like draw him these pictures, and they're terrible pictures because your kid's like 2-3
Call
years
him
old.
out.
He's
Call him
like
out.
drawing terrible pictures, but he
Your
brings
photos
them.
suck.
No. He walks up to his dad with like this
Mhm.
piece of paper in his hand, and his son thinks it's the most amazing thing in the world, like the best drawing in the world.
Mm-hmm.
And to everybody else, it looks like absolute crap.
Mhm.
But to John, it is the most beautiful thing. Like, it is so beautiful to him,
Mm-hmm.
and it just warms his heart. And he was talking about how like that must be how God feels about us when we just come to him in our everyday life and show up and be like, look at what I did today, Dad. And he's just so proud of us.
Yeah. Aww.
And so he had this thing. And so like he talked about that. And so now on my lock screen, I have a note that says, which this is all things like were mentioned in the podcast. 1, wake up. 2, report to God for work. Because, you know, we have a boss, but like overall, like he is my boss. I'm here for him. I'm here on this earth. This isn't going to like, I know you're not religious or anything.
I'm just listening though. Yeah.
3, give the day my all, create to the best I can. 4, present my drawing for God to hang on the fridge. 5, repeat.
That's really
So
cool,
just
actually.
going through your life, like living for God and like doing the best you can to show his mercy and his grace through me. And like just being like, this is what I did today. I did my best, God. And, you know, I'm sure he's immensely proud, like a father would be.
Wow.
And he's just hanging
That's really cool.
my little pictures on the fridge just to show. And
that's
so
really
it's
cool.
like become my thing. Like that's going to be my thing. Like I'm going to start thinking about that like every day. Like, wake up. What does God want from me today? Let me do that to the best of my ability. Come back to him at the end of the day with it. And so I just thought that was really cool.
That's really cool to think.
Like there were so many like deep things talked about in that podcast when it comes to like religion, and I was blown away.
Yeah.
I mean, there's just so many good truths in there. I watched it. I listened to it yesterday, and then today I started rewatching it again. So I'm like halfway through it for the second time, and I'm just probably going to keep listening to it. Which reminds me, I actually did watch things, rewatch things.
Okay.
I rewatched one of John Bellion's documentaries about the making of one of his albums. And then I rewatched a documentary about King's Kaleidoscope making one of their albums. So
Documentary.
That album, the King's Kaleidoscope, is all about like zeal and like refinding your childlike faith that you had when you first, you know, began believing. And it's like, it's just, you know, I don't know. It's just very impactful to me.
Yeah. That's really good. And like, I know
Especially
I'm not like
go ahead.
No, I was saying I know I'm not like super religious, but like I feel like people can have their own take on that. You know what I mean? Like when you said like wake up, and then it's like how you said like what does God want from me? It's like people that aren't maybe religious can be like, okay, what am I going to do for myself today? And then it's like, and then report back to myself at the end of the day. What did you know what I mean? Like finding that within, because like people find that like with God to like, you know what I mean? Like
but
you
I
said,
know
work
God's
for
more
him
proud
or
of me
whatever.
than I could ever be of myself.
And like people who don't think like that, I'm saying like when you were reading that, I was kind of like how I was taking it. And it still kind of like was like, wow, like that could work. Like just like the mindset part of it. Like,
yeah, I
don't know, just being self-aware too of just like what you're doing. Just for the listeners who maybe, you
not
know,
religious. I think
just to hear both sides.
Quite a few of them are. I think all your friends probably aren't, but all my friends that listen.
Why would my friends be?
Because you're not.
No, actually, I would say most people, not most, but a lot of people in my life like are. Like my younger sister, she's like super religious, like, you know, let's
just start a religion podcast.
Stop. I mean, we can't. It'll just be being like, who's that? What does that mean? I mean, it might not be bad because like you'll be able to just like talk about all these things, and I'll just be like, what is that? And like give a different perspective.
A lot of the things I want to talk about today are a little bit religion based. So
okay, and I'm gonna take my interpretation of that and just kind of say it. In case there's people out there that don't, I don't know. I didn't grow up with like religion or anything. And like my sister found it and she's like super happy with it. And, you know, I love that she loves that and like makes her feel what it makes you feel. And that's great, you know, fulfilled or, you know, so I love that for her.
I was also going to say about the Zeal documentary. What was really
What is zeal?
Zeal?
Yeah.
Like being excited and wanting to do so, like let me find a good definition for you.
Let me look this up.
Because I feel like I'm going to fail trying to do it.
Great energy or enthusiasm in pursuit of a cause or an objective. So like
Zeal in serving
eagerness.
the Lord.
Or like an eagerness.
Yeah.
So like I've zeal
I'm
when
going
it
to tie
comes
this
to food.
I'm going to tie this into another topic on the list.
I'm
so
eager
we
to
can
eat.
Try to get all the religion stuff out of the way.
Pizza.
So what's funny is that like I was rewatching that. Was it yesterday? Last night? Or was it Saturday night? No, it's got to be last night. So I watched it last night. Which is funny because like all the topics talked about that is like regaining your childlike faith, wanting to pursue the Lord and pursue reading scripture and serving God, which is funny because I haven't been to church in like a month. Straight up. I'll be honest.
I'm telling.
So like there was the moments where I was like sad and like everything. And I just wasn't waking up in time to go to church. And then last week when this comes out, it'll be a couple weekends ago, but last weekend I was in Flagstaff on Sunday. But this week, so yesterday was my first day back to church in like a month. And so like I went there and I was like kind of like convicted a little bit from the sermon. And I was like, okay, I need to refine that myself. And I mean, I'm working on it. Between the sermon, watching that documentary again, the John Bellion interview, like between all of that, like I'm just like I'm excited again.
That's good.
So, but that leads into some stories about church on Sunday because, wow, there was some awkwardness from me interacting with other people trying to interact with me.
Okay.
I don't know. It was just weird. So like,
why?
The sermon was over. We're all dismissed, and I'm like, I pack up my things slowly at church, like just a little bit slower than I normally would.
Wait, is this
just to
sermon
see-
like when they talk?
Yes.
Okay.
So like we're leaving,
Okay.
but like I usually like I'll like close my Bible slower and like walk out slower just to see if anybody will come over and like, you know, try to talk to
you've
me.
mentioned this I think before.
And so like I was doing this, and this one guy does come up and talk to me. It's like, hey, I don't think we've met. My name is so and so. I mean, like I've been going to the church since last year, and I mean I hadn't been introduced to this guy. So anyway, we start talking. Blah 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 blah. This other guy that I have talked to before, I've hung out with him outside of church. He comes up and he's like, hey man, where you been? Did you go on leave or something? And I was like, I started to get like vulnerable and actually explained why I hadn't been to church. Like I'm sad and like I didn't have the motivation to like get up on Sundays or any day of the weekend and do anything. And he was like, oh no. I mean, I saw on your Instagram story you were out somewhere with trees, and I was like, oh, so you don't really care.
Yeah.
You just wanted to ask about that.
Oh.
Like, and he didn't come back to me saying that either. Like, he didn't come back to that.
Yeah.
And so I was like, oh, okay. Well, I was camping in Flagstaff last weekend.
Yeah.
And so like, anyway, we start conversing a little bit. This other guy, the guy that I've talked to before, he had to step away because he had to take a phone call and he had to leave to go to some potluck or something. I was like, okay, cool. This other guy comes over and starts talking to us. And then he slowly starts just talking to the other guy that originally came up to talk to me. And then I was just suddenly just being ignored.
Oh,
like
I hate
had
that.
no part in the conversation.
That's so awkward.
And I was like, do I stay?
Slowly
Do I
back
leave?
away.
That's exactly what I ended up doing. Like I stood there for like a few minutes and I was like, they're not going to talk to
I
me.
would do that too. Just slowly
And it
back
just
away.
felt
Like,
so weird
yeah.
that like one of them came over to talk to me, and then like suddenly like I was no longer relevant or not even really there, it seemed like.
You know what that's giving? Like, when you like someone's waving and you think they're waving at you, and then you turn around and they're like waving at someone else.
Yeah.
It's like that same like, ooh.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I start walking away, and this other guy who had come up to me earlier and was like, "Hey," and was talking to me, but he got pulled away for something else. Before I left, he made sure to like shake my hand and keep talking to me. He was like, "Hey, you mentioned that you weren't here for the past couple months because you weren't feeling well. Were you sick? Are you okay?" I was like, "Oh yeah," and so I'd like explained to him like why and everything. He's like, "Oh, okay. Well, is there anything I can pray about for you?" And I was like,
okay.
"Well, I mean, not really. I'm doing better now. Just pray that it stays that way, you know." And he's like, "Okay." And then he invited me to have a Thursday night Bible study, a home group Bible study, and he invited me. And I was like, "Well, I would love to come, but I have a field day that day, so unfortunately I can't.
Oh yeah.
I have obligations to be somewhere else." So like it was just weird that there was like the group of people who like straight up ignored me, and then of course there's obviously this other guy who actually tried to care a little. And I was just like, well, that was the weirdest interaction I've ever had at church.
You know
ever.
what? The people ignoring you, that's the devil.
No.
I don't know how to do this.
How do you religion? What I can't compute.
Bad as devil. Good as God.
I was like, I don't know what to make of this situation, so I'm just gonna leave and go to Walmart.
What'd you get at Walmart?
Groceries and stuff, and then a new shower head. So nothing really that exciting.
Better water pressure.
Yes,
with the one that detaches.
Because I had this one that worked pretty well, and it was one that detached because the one that originally was in the room didn't, and I was like, I want to be able to like wrap around, do a wrap around with my.
It helps like clean too.
Yeah, and so like I bought one of those a while back, and it was working fine, and then I moved rooms, and I brought that shower head with me, and the shower was leaking. Like it wasn't the shower head; it was the actual shower. And so we called maintenance, and they came and fixed it. But when they fixed it, I think they took the regulator thing out, and so our water pressure just went down. Like there was next to none.
Oh, I can't. I can't do that. I can't.
So I've lasted a good while. It's been almost a year now, I think, since we moved, and I finally got a new one, and it's great. It's fantastic.
Dang, yeah, I gotta have.
Spend a little bit more money to get one of those that had like the 2 times water pressure.
Yes. Look at this. You see how I slick my hair down? Like I can't just have some water drops just like getting this out. No, I need like
yeah. You need the full force of God.
That's right. That's what I'm talking about. You know what? The little no water pressure, that's the devil. Is that am I being insensitive? I don't know how to say
I'll let you know if you are, if I think you are, if you're being insensitive to me.
Okay, thank you. I'm not trying to be. I'm trying to.
That's why I would let you know, because I know you're not trying to be.
You know what? Let me give you a story since we're on the topic of religion.
Oh, okay.
I used to go to church camp.
Oh, love church camp. Also hate church camp.
I didn't grow up going to church, but then when I was like 15, randomly my family, my mom, my stepdad, was like, we're all going to church. And I was like, okay. So like, Christian, I guess, whatever. I don't know what, but like we just like we're going and they were like singing and I was like, okay, this is a jam, they had like live band. And I was like, all right. And then they were talking and I was like, I don't know who any of these people are. I actually don't know what you're talking about. But like some of the lessons, like you can still take from it. So like, but like I would go to church camp and it was mostly fun. And then you had to go to like the church part of it. But like I actually, for a little part of my maybe like my teenage years, I was actually like religious and like and one thing that stuck with me, because we only went for like a couple years and then just stopped, and then I became an adult and like I don't know,
just kind of forgot about it.
One thing that always stuck with me was like, it wasn't really like maybe a religious thing, but it was kind of like because you talk about tons of different topics. It was like a little group that we had one day
Mhm.
at church camp, and it was like talking about kind of like finding a partner one day, or like how you want to be or present yourself, right?
Mm-hmm.
And it was like, if you're the type of person that's showing, and it wasn't just like girls, but it seemed like it was kind of for girls, like if you're showing your breasts or your like butt, or like if you're showing those things, people are just, that's what they're going to see in you and look for in a person, instead of being attracted to your personality or like your wants, or like just things
Mhm.
about you. So it's kind of like, do you want people to be attracted to you, obviously physically, but like to those parts of you? Or do you want someone to get to like really know you and
Mhm.
like you because they were like, she's like so funny, or he's so funny, I want to see what they're about, you know? So it was
Bring
kind
back
of
slut
like,
shaming.
no, no. So it was kind of like about being modest in a way,
Yeah.
is like how I thought of it.
Yeah,
And
modest
like,
is honest.
yeah. So I've never really dressed like crazy, because I just like to be comfortable. I'm literally in a pizza like t-shirt right now, but but like I just never felt comfortable showing off like that, or like have my butt just like hang out of shorts.
Yeah.
Like the breeze, I'm like, oh my gosh, what's exposed, you know? So but like I've always dressed how I want to, whatever. And so like people that I've talked to, or people that become, you know, my friend or whatever, right? It's always because they're just like, oh, she seems cool, or it's good conversation, or it's this or that
Mhm.
relatable. And so that's something I mean, I was probably 15 or 16 that I took, that like to this day, I still remember that. It's just like, I want people to like me for me, and not when I'm like showing and stuff like
Yeah.
that. Now, if people do that, that's fine. I'm just saying, relating it to the whole church thing, that's just like one thing, I guess, that I got
Do you
from
want
it.
to
That's
do you want to talk about
stuck
church
with
camp
me.
for a minute?
Why? Do you have horror stories of church
No,
camp?
I have opinions about church camps.
What?
I'm
It's
not
so
a fan.
Hey, I went like, I was in Colorado. I went to
Oh, I
San
mean,
Diego. I had a
let me tell you,
blast.
they are fun, but
Why aren't you a fan? Like, what about it?
there is a lot of manipulation that goes on there.
In what way, though?
So they keep you up late. They have you playing games all day, so you're exhausted. And at the end of the day, after you're tired, exhausted, it's a little bit late. They pull you into a room, dim the lights, play some emotional songs with chords that are designed to strike up an emotional reaction. And then that's why you see like so many people like crying at church camp and coming to God.
Okay,
and
you're
they
not
leave
wrong.
They leave it a few years later. Like they leave the faith a few years after, if they even make it that long, because they were just emotionally manipulated. They were just tired. They didn't really have a chance to actually take it in.
Okay.
And
That might have been what happened.
I think that might have been what happened.
Because I was like super into it. Everybody's into it. You're making friends. You're getting close in these groups, and then you know, yeah. And then I was so tired. We were just doing games and like activities all day, and then it was like lunch. Yeah, we'd stay up late, get up early, and then I really did feel at those times like, I don't know the right like wording, but like super strong spiritually. You know what I mean? Like I really felt that, and then I would leave and be like a spiritual high. I think they would even call it there, because it's like, you don't want to lose this, like it's not just here, whatever, right? But like, yeah. And then I left and I just like never looked back.
Which do you want a church camp? Not horror story, but a story.
Horror story. So
have you heard of the movie The Passion of the Christ?
I think I've seen it. It's like what happened, right? And then like Jesus is on the cross.
Graphic, like R-rated.
I watched it.
It's gory and graphic, telling of the story of the crucifixion of Christ.
I saw that when I was younger. Yes.
Now listen, this was a church camp full of 13 to 13 to like 16-year-olds.
Yeah.
The pastor comes up on stage, gives this like super emotional like sermon, and then all of a sudden he plays a clip from that movie. This movie's rated R. You know, like if you're at a school, you got to have a permission slip to watch anything above rated PG.
No, I remember I was at a sleepover and they had to ask like all the parents and stuff, like, is it okay to show this?
This man just out of the blue showed it, and like I think I'd already seen it at this point, so like I knew what it was. I'd seen it before.
Oh my gosh.
But like it was even more of like that emotional manipulation of like, let me
Everyone's
tell
like,
this emotional thing, and then it's literally showing like the graphicness of it. A lot of the parents were upset about that, including my own, because they're like,
wow.
we didn't say it was okay for our kid to watch that movie yet.
Yeah.
Because it is such a gory,
Yes.
graphic story. Like even like
Mm.
it's very accurate in what it's portraying,
hmm
but the accuracy just makes it that gory and graphic.
Well, also younger kids like maybe can't understand,
Yeah,
you know, and they're just like, what? Like, this is scary.
yeah.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure that guy never came back to that church camp again. That pastor.
T.
But who's to say?
Not the devil. I'm just kidding. I just keep bringing it up. I don't know. But like,
Oh,
I can't believe this episode is turning into like a
oh yeah,
religious. Well, you know, I graduated from a Christian university.
yeah. I do. You told me that.
Yeah, Grand Canyon University, Lopes. I don't know. It's like this
I
or
know.
something. I don't know.
That's the devil sign.
No, it's an antelope.
Oh, this, not this. This is the devil sign.
No, this is rock on.
Yeah, that's the devil sign. 2 horns for the devil.
I know it's rock on. I took a Christian worldview class. I actually found it super interesting.
We should do more talks like this.
Religious ones?
I'll convert you.
That's the most I know.
You'll know more. I'll tell you.
I don't
more.
know. Convert me? That sounds like brainwash. Not being insensitive, that sounds scary.
I'll convert you. It's okay. Shh.
Shh.
Shh. I'll convert you. I'll convert you.
No, not the whisper. The echo, it's like, I'll convert you. I'll convert you. I'll convert you.
Oh,
Okay,
my
should
goodness.
we change gears then from this?
Maybe just for the I think maybe.
Well, then I don't think any of these other topics. These were going to be like whole episode ones.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah, those were just like ideas that I wrote down. So like we can tell them some future ideas that I was thinking. So I have AI episodes. So I was thinking like ChatGPT, just like putting like, hey, give us some topics, and then we just have to like go with what it gives us, even if they're weird or whatever. It's just like see what AI kind of says, or like
what if we get a list and we give
Mhm.
AI a prompt? Tell me what to say on a podcast about this, and then we read it verbatim.
and then we can. Okay, how about this?
Or we could
We'll
do
bring
AI
up-
makes the list, and we'll do that. Well, let us know what you think. Of
We'll
this
do like
idea.
something AI related, and then
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
what if we each like start talking about a topic, and you have to decide. You have to see, am I saying like, do I actually believe this? Am I actually saying this topic, or am I just reading off of AI?
Mm,
We have to guess.
mhm.
We'll do like a whole AI thing. I think that'd be really cool, and then just have a conversation about AI and where it's going.
I'm
I
scared
think that
of
could
it.
be cool.
Do I think it's useful? Hell yeah, but am I scared of it? Fuck yeah.
Yeah. And then I have another idea: elevator pitches. Do you know what an elevator pitch is?
Like you're in the elevator, you got to pitch something to a salesman because you only got that much time.
I don't really. Okay, so it's kind of like Shark Tank.
Shark Tank. What ideas? I don't have any good ideas.
So it's
Actually,
kind of
I
like,
do. I have a great idea.
but I thought this could be funny. Like I thought we could maybe have AI generate a couple topic, like or like
So
something,
this is
right?
incorporated into the AI episode?
No, I was thinking like I'll have a list of something, and then all of a sudden, like we have to look, and it'll be like this random thing, and then we have to like we get like 60 seconds or 30 seconds, and we have to try to pitch it to one another, like and convince the other one like this is a good idea or this is not, type of thing.
Sounds like the AI episode.
Maybe they'll be like combined into one.
Yeah, I
And
think that's what
then-
it'll be.
I have a package I'm going to send you. And so I figured when you open that, it maybe has some space related things in it. And then we can kind of do an episode talking about space, like just all the different rocket launches, where space is going, what interests us about space.
Space is going nowhere. It's
like,
not gonna. It just stays there.
No, I mean like, isn't it expanding?
I don't. It's infinite. Like
Yeah, but it's like expanding.
it's like
now.
Minecraft. Once you reach the edge, it just starts generating more.
There's no edge. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Expanding. See, this is why we need an
know.
all things space. So it'll just be like all space topics. You know what I
Okay.
mean?
Okay.
So all things space. So stay tuned, guys.
So I'm getting a
'cause
package
those are
from
coming.
you.
Yeah, I got a little gifts for you.
I'm scared.
It's like a
What am I going to
Jack
expect?
in the Box. Huh?
Do you even have my
maybe-
address?
No. I need your address. Say it on here. I'm gonna mail it maybe
I
like
live at-
Wednesday.
4230 Wallaby Way,
Sydney.
Sydney, P. Sherman, Australia.
Wallaby Way. No, wait. It's 4362 Wallaby Way, Sydney. Something like that. I'm messing up the numbers.
Wait, I got it. P. Sherman, 42 Wallaby Way, Sydney.
Oh, the number's in the middle. Weird.
That's just 42. I thought it was 4 numbers, not 2.
Nar.
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 Oh, I farted.
Yucko.
Oh, I have an idea for. Okay, so listen. Imagine this. This is like
Okay.
my dream job. Imagine this.
Do the thing. Done.
Wait.
Do it again.
Imagine this. Imagine a world.
So dramatic. I can't.
Imagine a world where Imagine a world where your favorite artist with every album had a documentary that came out with the album.
Billy. Always
Just
has
imagine,
one.
like your favorite artist, like every time they release an album, there's an accompanying.
You got it. You got it.
accompanying.
Accompanying. Wait, what the fuck is that word? Right?
Accompanying documentary about like the making, the meaning.
Don't
and,
they
like,
always do that?
It gets a little deep. No,
I feel like Billy and Phineas always do that. I feel like
they
Taylor
do like
Swift does
behind the
that.
scenes videos, but I'm talking like a full on like documentary with like, and not like an interview led one. Like it's got like a voiceover that tells a story. Like there's a whole message behind the documentary that's like separate from the album.
I feel like Billy definitely has that, and Taylor Swift.
Which that's kind of what the Zeal documentary
Justin Bieber.
was. Like if you watch that, that's
Zeal.
an idea of like exactly what I want to make.
Okay.
Also, I just want to work with King's Kaleidoscope. So, which, speaking of, guess where
Mhm.
they're from and based out of?
Seattle.
And I already have an in. I you know, I
You
might
know a
get
guy
to-
that knows a guy that knows a guy.
I know a guy who has played in the band and produces music for them. So
So you are a guy that knows a guy.
yeah, I'm the guy who knows a guy.
Yeah, you're the guy.
Yeah. I might get to meet
Okay.
him, and like I saw him live, like I saw his band perform, Max's band.
hmm
I might get to meet him. I don't
Wow.
know. He's supposed to be at one of the concerts too. And I might text me like, "Hey man, want to meet up?
You
Let's
up?
get coffee.
The you up text.
Let's go get coffee and
Coffee.
talk about life." So yeah, that's like my
That'd be
dream
cool.
job now that I think about it. Like
hmm
my goal while I'm in Washington is to, find connections with King's Kaleidoscope. I already found the church he goes to, the lead singer.
Sounds a little stalkerish. to me.
Maybe he posted. You know how I found out? He posted a picture of like half of his sermon notes, and I found it with that. Like I saw the pastor's name. I was like, "Ooh, Google that." Ooh, he works here. He said this church. Ooh, I know where this is at. I can find this. Blah 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 blah. And then boom, I was on their webpage.
You know what? I'm honestly not surprised because remember when you saw like an Instagram story of mine, you're like, "Hey, boo," and I'm like, "Why are you so? What are you
Zoom
doing?"
enhance. I'm crazy.
Yeah, I can tell. Well, if I ever need help like looking up someone or like I have tea, you'll
Oh,
be
I will
like,
find
"Oh, found it."
My sister will be like, she'll be like talking about some random guy, and I'll be like, "Oh, what's his name?" And then boom, I'll have him on Instagram. And be like, I don't like him.
Yeah, it's like, "Oh, here's his whole life story. Here's where he went to school, where he's worked." It's like,
I actually did that. I was like, "Oh, so he goes to school here. Oh, he plays this sport. Oh, his number is this."
so we don't have to worry about people watching this podcast and stalking us. They have to worry about us stalking,
Me stalking
them.
them. I know who listens to podcasts. I know where they live.
guys, please stay subscribed. He's joking.
Watch your back. Coming for you.
You pop up right here.
Turn around. Oh my gosh. Anyway,
We need another guest.
We should bring Pookie back.
Should we? Let's let the people know. Should we bring Pookie back?
Bring Pookie
If they
back
say
or find a
no,
new guest.
we're gonna do it anyway. No, we'll find another guest too. You know, my mom's gonna be here. No.
Yeah, I wouldn't.
She'd be like, "Hi," and I'd be like, "You're done."
Is she worse than you?
Yes. Sorry,
We
that was
gotta
loud.
have her on.
She's like me times 20.
We gotta have her on.
No.
Fine.
Does this look like little cat ears? The devil.
I was gonna say that. Don't do that. It's too far. Check yourself before you wreck
Sorry.
yourself.
I'm sorry.
That's all I'm saying. Anyway, we should read your Bible more, and that's what we're going to end off on.
Oh, I thought you were talking about me. I was like, my what?
Unless you have another topic we can talk about, I think.
My Bible is Billie Eilish's album.
And that's awful for you.
How dare you?
Oh, you may tell the flirting story that I never told.
Yes. Are you zooming?
Okay.
Are you scrolling through the show notes?
I was. And I saw that and I was like, oh, I forgot to
You're
tell
like,
that story.
we need something to talk about. We need something to talk about.
Okay, so story time with Seth.
Dun, dun.
It was a very hot afternoon in the desert of California.
And I had swamp ass.
I always do.
Nothing
Like straight up
new
though.
about that.
Straight up, I always do.
I mean, I live in Florida. Just everything's swampy.
It's bad. No, so I have this like really close like family friends. My mom is like one of her closest friends is this lady, and like I grew up like hanging out at their house all the time.
Mm-hmm.
Anyway, so their oldest son joined the military, joined the Marine Corps a while ago. Like he got out before I got in.
Okay.
So we got out of the military, right? I joined. Foolish decision. He tried to warn me. I joined. And so I'm here. And just like a month and a half ago. Well, no, like it was a while ago. He like decided he wanted to get back in, like at the beginning of the year or something.
Mm-hmm.
So he starts that process. I was like, oh, cool. Where are you getting orders to? It'd be hilarious if you got 29 palms. Ha, 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 ha. Well, he ended up getting 29 palms.
I'm wondering where the flirting is coming into this.
Let me tell my story.
I'm like, okay.
So he messages me and he goes, hey, what uniform do you guys wear out there? Is it Woodland or Marpat? Woodland or
You
Desert?
told this story.
Did I?
I don't know. It sounds so familiar.
And I was like, well, we wear deserts. I don't know if I told this story. I think maybe it was on the deleted episode. Anyway,
Keep going.
so I told him we wear deserts, and he's like, "Oh crap, I don't have any of those."
You did tell this.
He lost these.
Keep going.
It doesn't matter. We're retelling it now.
We were probably drinking prosecco. Just let us.
So I think I told this on the deleted episode.
Keep going. Just tell it. Who cares?
Anyway, so yeah, I definitely know it was the deleted episode. I know for a fact it was.
Okay.
Where was I? Oh, yes.
Yeah.
He's like, I don't have any desert cam. He's like, oh, I was like, oh, well, do you need me to? I'll gladly get you some, and I'll get your name put on them, name rank. They'll be ready when you get here. He was like, that would be awesome. So I was like, okay, cool, I'll do it.
Mm-hmm.
Couple of problems at first. I go in, I find the pant size he needs, and that's it. Like there's a uniform shortage right now.
Mm-hmm.
Sorry, I'm like burping.
What's
I'm
new?
doing the teacher burps right now.
Excuse
me. So like I get in there, I get the pants. They don't have his shirt size.
Mm-hmm.
So crap. Well, I don't know what to do. I'll just get him the pants for now, and I'll come back later. And they didn't have covers his size, like hats his size either. So I was like, oh. So I go back to the place to get them embroidered with his name put on. And I was like, I need to get these name tapes put on these pants. And she was like, oh, okay. And first she was like, well, what? She's like, got Red Bulls in your bag? And then she like was telling me like her favorite flavor was watermelon. And then she started being like a little mean to me. Like not mean, like
Bitch.
almost like flirty type of
playful mean. Okay.
Playful mean. Yeah.
Yeah.
And so she's like, watermelon's the only good flavor. Locked that in. That stayed in my brain vault.
Mm-hmm.
And I was like,
Wait, is she cute?
she's all right.
Okay.
Not my type, but she's all right.
Okay. Watermelon Red Bull.
Sorry, my brain farted just like me.
You're like my brain and my butt farted at the same time.
It's a body fart.
My whole body just farted.
Anyway, so I put the I tell her like I need to get this name put on there, and I like pulled out a piece of paper so I made sure I spelled his name right because his last name's a little funky.
Mm-hmm.
And she was like, "What is that?" And I was like, "Oh, I'm getting these for a buddy of mine who's rejoining the military. I just want to make sure I spelled his name right." She's like, "Oh, so you're making more work for me?" And I was like, "Girl, what?"
Just your job. What the fuck?
And so I was like, I circled the express thing, and she goes, "Actually, we're not taking any more expresses today." I was like, because early in the day I'd called and been like, "Hey, how long would it take to get these done?" She's like, "Oh, it'd take this long." I was like, "Oh, well, I need them by Friday." She's like, "Oh yeah, well then I'd get the express. It would take it about this time, and you could get it. You would have it in time."
Okay.
She goes, "We're not doing any more express today." And I was like, "Huh? You say what? What'd you say?" She goes, "Unless you're the person who called and talked to my manager on the phone earlier today." I was like, "Yeah, that was me." That was
me.
And she was like, "Well, how can I prove it?" And she like starts asking me questions. And I was like, "It was me, I promise." And she's like, "Fine, we'll take it." And then so she's like, "Well, do you not have like a whole cami set that you're trying to get?" I was like, "Oh, I couldn't find his blouse size." She goes, "Hold on one second." Walks to the back. That's her heels clicking. She walks to the back and she opens up this cabinet. She starts ruffling around in the cabinet. She's like, no, no. And she goes, "Ooh, this one." She comes up and she walks up. Is this the size? And I was like, "Oh, it is." And she goes, "Lucky for you, we sell these for $20 a piece."
She's like, "Too bad." Shreds it.
And I said, "Oh, I'll take it then." And she's like, "All right." And then she just rips the name tape off and she takes the order. I pay, blah, 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 blah. So the next day comes, I get a phone call. "Your camis already?" It's like, sweet. All right. So I get off of work. I show up to the PX to get it. My phone dies like right after I get there. So no phone. I get there. I'm like, I'm going to get a few things first. I'm going to look and see if they have covers that are his size. They still didn't. So I ended up actually just giving one of my old ones. And then I was like, well, I kind of want a Red Bull. I was like, you know what? Let me grab a watermelon to give to her. Because my brain vault picked up on that. Remembered.
Yeah.
And so I get there. And she's like, "What was your camis for again? I remember you had the one that was for someone else." It's like, "Oh, it's for blah, blah, blah." And she goes, "Oh, okay." And then she like starts searching and she finds it. She goes, "Okay, what's your phone number?" And I was like, she wants me. But actually she was just asking to confirm my phone number. Yeah. And I was like, "It's this." And she goes, "Okay, these are yours." And she's like, "Just double check, make sure the names are right." So when they give you your camis, they like wrap it in like this white tape and then they write the name of the person on there. That was spelled correctly. The name tapes, on the other hand, on the actual trouser and blouse,
Stop.
not spelled correctly.
Oh.
And so
these are sewn on for the people that don't know. It's like
I was
sewn.
like, that's supposed to be an E, not an A. And she goes, "Are you kidding me?
You're like, no.
Are you serious?" And like she went and like looked back at the paper that I felt. She's like, "Oh my God, it is." She's like, "Give me 15 minutes." And I was like, "Hey, listen, since you've been such a good help and everything, here's this yellow Red Bull." I thought she was going to cry for a second. I'm not going to lie.
"Okay, give me 5 minutes."
But she like started freaking out and she like called her manager and was like, "Listen, this guy," and then explained the whole situation. It was like, "I feel really bad because he made sure that he spelled his name right. He even pulled out a piece of paper and somehow we messed it up." And I'm just standing here like walking around looking at items, you know, like making the shelves look pretty around in the store because I didn't know what else to do. My phone was dead.
Oh yeah, can't just scroll.
Like So eventually the manager like walks away and goes back to doing whatever she was doing, and she goes, "Hey, you're the one who had the messed up cameos?" I was like, "Yeah." She goes, Thanks for not being a bitch to my friend." Oh, what if I didn't want to have to throw hands today? And I was like,
You're like, hell yeah.
I win.
Kill him
So
with kindness.
She finally gets them done. And she's like, she just keeps apologizing profusely and like saying how bad she felt. I could tell she genuinely felt really bad about it.
Yeah.
And she made me a name tape with my name on it.
Oh.
And she spelled it right just by looking at it like once or twice.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh, thank you. And I walked away. But I don't know. It just seemed like she was flirting with me the entire time because she was being like that playful type of mean.
Yeah.
And then she was like, watermelon's the best flavor. And then she's like helping me out a lot. I was like, is she being really nice or is she flirting?
Is this her job? Or
But I choose to be Delulu. So I was like, she wants me.
Yeah. Oh yeah, we live in delusion here.
She wants me in a biblical manner.
What does that mean? A bit. Why did you say it like that?
And what do you
Just
mean?
say she wants her pee-pee.
Because it's funny. We were talking about religion, and in a biblical manner means
Yes, of course.
she wants to lay with you, as it says in the Bible.
Yes.
To lay with someone.
She wants to get married, and then
I don't even know if she wanted to get married. I think she just wanted.
I'm just saying because the Bible thing, like you get married and then you.
Oh, shit! That's my view. That's not good. She might not have that view. She probably just wants to.
I know. I was just saying. We don't know what she wants. We just know that she likes the watermelon Red Bull.
She could be one. She could want
freaky.
women. Who's to say?
Freaky. That's true.
Yeah.
That's very true.
So that was my flirting story. I don't know if it was really much about flirting.
I think so.
But
I mean, if you feel it a little,
I feel like
then,
I'm using this podcast to practice my storytelling skills.
Yeah, you do good.
Wait. Let's go back. Let me remind you. Let me tell you this.
Rewind it.
Lock that in. I forgot to mention this.
Okay.
It's the ADHD storytelling brain.
Here we go. Yeah. I jumped
Go
to the
off
end,
a
but
little
in the
side
middle, go
tangent
back.
here, and then be like, oh yeah, okay, we'll circle around to that.
Actually, anyway, let me get to the flirting now. Just like the whole story.
2 hours later, it's like where the red fern grows.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I forgot to mention this most important part of the story about why it's called where the red fern grows. Let me tell you that at the very end. Let me forget about
literally, it made
then.
so much sense at the end. I'm like, oh.
Yeah. So anyway, that's my story. That's my life. I would like to go to the Four Seasons Orlando.
I would also like to. I need a shower. I still smell like gas.
You haven't showered? That's the first thing I did when I got home.
No, I've been moving and packing and getting. Look at my hair. Does it look like I've showered?
You shower and then you move and pack.
No, because then I get sweaty. Hello, Florida swamp ass.
Just turn on the AC.
It is on.
I'm in a sweatshirt and sweatpants right now. I am straight thriving with this AC. It is 100 something degrees outside, and I'm in sweatpants and a sweatshirt.
We can't all win. That's so delusional.
Stay Delulu, and that's how we'll end it.
Stay delusional, y'all.
Stay Delulu, bye Lulu.
Oh, I love Lulu.
Yeah, I know. Happy Pickle was like, you cut her off when she said she had 2 pairs of Lululemon, and now I want to hear her story. And I was like, I think
I don't have
I think that was just it.
It's so expensive. I might slowly start investing, but
No, I'm telling you, Target dupes.
I bought nothing, but they were soft.
You saw them?
Yes,
Why
and
didn't
I
you buy
touched
any?
them.
They're so cheap.
I wasn't in the mood.
Stay to Lulu.
Stay to Lulu.
Stay to Lulu and buy some Lulu.
And drink Prosecco.
Okay. I'll lead the outro here.
Okay, let's try it again.
Have a good week or weekend.
Mm-hmm.
Make sure you drink responsibly.
But if you do,
make sure it's
Prosecco. Probably.
Probably.
God damn it.
So bad.